Good morning, guys. It's a beautiful Monday morning, and I'm here in Luke chapter 9 and reading a bit from verse 37. It says, "The next day, after they had come down from the mountain, a large crowd met Jesus. A man in the crowd called out to him, 'Teacher, I beg you to look at my son, my only child. An evil spirit keeps seizing him, making him scream. It throws him into convulsions so that he foams at the mouth. It batters him and hardly ever leaves him alone. I beg your disciples to cast out the spirit, but they couldn't do it.'" Now, a couple of things I want to highlight quickly. One of the things is that they had just come down from the mountain top. And it just kind of reminds me, like for instance, yesterday was an amazing time in the presence of God that felt so much like a mountaintop. And when we be having that mountaintop experience, or you've just had it, you kind of like want that to just continue. It is just so amazing. But what that does, or what it's meant to do, is to give you the strength and what it equip you with what it is you need to come down off of that mountain and deal with situations. So here they are coming off of the mountaintop, and the first thing they meet is a crowd. People that need what they had, what they got on that mountaintop. People that need their guidance, their intervention, their miraculous power in action. So when we come down from that mountaintop experience, it's not for us to be like, that was such awesome, but to take the lessons that we've learned from it, the spiritual strength and resilience that we've earned from it, and go forward and do something for those who now need it. Now, they came to a crowd, and within the crowd, probably a little thing here, my little issue here, whatever, I just want to hear a teaching. But then in the middle of this crowd, a man approaches them and he says, "Hey, can you heal my son?" And he describes a very unpleasant situation. Here it is, my only child. I mean, wow. Here you are with your only child, and this is especially for parents. And then you see the devil just seem to be wreaking havoc in their lives. That is a painful thing to go through. And so this man went all out. There's a man named Jesus around the place who's healing. I am going to get to them. In the middle of this crowd, I'm going to push through that crowd and get to Jesus for my child. And that's what one of the things I want to remind us. Push through the crowd for your child, for your children. Ensure you push through. No matter what is going on all the things in the obstacle, push through and get to Jesus for the help that your child needs. Get on your knees, pray through. And sometimes I know as parents we're looking to see change in attitude or behavior or whatever the situation is, and you may not see it right away, but keep pushing through that. I'm pretty sure when he approached this place, of course he couldn't see Jesus right away. And then when he got to Jesus, then he got the opportunity to ask. And he explains that this is something dire. This evil spirit seizes him, make him scream, throws him on the ground, make him foam at the mouth and have convulsions and all these things. And it leaves him, it just won't leave him alone. There are times when we feel like this child where it's as if these things just won't leave us alone. And I know I've had a period of that where it just seems like all the time. It just won't leave you alone. But remember, this God, it just won't leave them alone. And I beg your disciples to get rid of it, but they couldn't. That brings me to my third point, because the second point was that sometimes what is coming up against you seems as if it just won't leave you alone, but there's hope. And the third point is who they went to. Now he came and he saw the disciples and because remember, these disciples had gone out and they had done stuff, they had received power, and they had cast out evil spirits and all sorts of things. So I think it is either he probably didn't want to bother Jesus, or maybe he would have thought that Jesus is way over there, or one of the disciples right here, let me just stop. Some things are just only for God to deal with. There's something that only he can deal with. And sometimes we may go to somebody that seems as if they can help, and then they can't offer help. What do you do at that point? At that point, get to Jesus. Keep pressing through that crowd until you get to Jesus. Here he is coming to the disciples. I heard that you guys got some of that power too. And sometimes, we go to whether it's a friend or a spiritual leader and we tell ourselves like, yeah, you got some of this power too. But sometimes God wants you to come to him directly, because whatever this thing is, you need to deal with him. He wants to give you a personal experience with him so that you're assured that he loves you. Not just, his disciples kind of concerned or the pastor concerned, but God concerned. He is concerned about you, about your situation. And sometimes we may go to others and we don't get the help we need because he wants us to come directly to him so that we can have that one-on-one with him, and he gets to say, hey, you know what, I know you don't really know too much about me, but I'm here to show you that I love you. I'm here to show you that I want to help you in this situation, that I am your God. I'm not just Peter God and John God and Mary God and Samson God and Mark God and all these other little pieces, and Devon God and Sarah God and all these other people, but I'm your God. I want to give you that experience where you get to experience me working on your behalf. So those are the things that I want to encourage us with as we go into this day. If you go to the others and you don't get help, it's not time to despair, like, oh, well, they have the same power, so I gone. The disciples can't do it, I gone. No, push through the crowd. Whether it's for your children or the people, your loved ones, ensure that you keep pushing and get to Jesus and watch him work. All right? That's my word of encouragement as you go into today. Remember, he loves you and I do too. Be blessed. Have a marvelous Monday.